Hi again. We are here at the Gigabyte booth, and Colin will present us all the news that they brought to the market this year.
Hi, welcome. Um, as you can see here, we are just launching this new motherboard here. It's our X58A OC motherboard. So this board was designed specifically for overclocking. We put a lot of overclocking features on board. As you can see right here, we have OC VRM. So basically, we're using pause caps throughout the entire motherboard. Now these components offer better power efficiency, lower heat, and they also are low profile, so you can do your installation much easier as an overclocker. We're using ferrite MPFCs, max power ferrite core chokes. Those deliver up to 50 amps of power, whereas the traditional chokes can only deliver up to 30. And we're also using driver MOSFETs as well. And what that allows us to do is we can actually overclock the PWM. So you're able to overclock your power phases with this onboard switches.
It is looking very, very nice. You uh, took care of the aesthetics also.
Yes. You know, some overclockers obviously don't care so much about how it looks, but how fast it is, right? But you know, most of these guys are going to have this out of their system. It's not going to be in a chassis, so we wanted to make it look as cool as possible. These actually light up orange, and this is a new color scheme for us, overclock orange. So yeah, we spend a lot of time trying to make it look nice as well.
Thank you.
Another feature that I want to mention is we have onboard hardware overclock buttons. We have a 4G overclock button that once you press it, the next time you boot up your system, it'll automatically overclock to 4G. So good for novice users who don't know a lot about overclocking, but also good for enthusiasts to get up to a higher level of overclocking and then do their tweaking above. We can also change the CPU ratio up and down, B clock up and down, and you can even change the steppings of your B clock, so you can do 1 megahertz, or for finer tuning, you can do 0.3 megahertz as well. We've got voltage read points here. We actually have a module that comes with the board where you just plug it in and put your probes in, and that way you don't have to actually hold it onto the board while you're overclocking. Some other features, we've got our OC dual BIOS. So we actually have 2 BIOS chips on board, and this little switch right here allows you to switch between your BIOSes. So if you want to have an engineering BIOS on one profile, you can do that, and then your main BIOS on the other, and just easily switch between them. Another unique feature, as you can see, these connectors are quite different for a motherboard. These are actually power connectors, like normal SSD power connector, and that's for powering the PCI Express. Because this board does 4-way crossfire and 3-way SLI, you definitely need the extra power. And the benefit is you're able to actually take that power from the different rails of your power supply. So you're not going to overload your power supply with too much power demand. And another thing I like to point out is, as you can see, this back I/O is quite different than our traditional motherboards. It doesn't have a lot of the outputs that are normally on a motherboard. Very little audio, very little USB. And the reason why we did that is the more peripherals that you have connected, sometimes the worse your overclock, because they keep pinging your CPU. So your overclock performance can go down. But another benefit is, we don't have all these extra controllers, so we get able to keep the price of this motherboard low. So this price is about $280 US, and we think it's going to make an awesome overclocking motherboard. We're excited. Like I said, we've got an internal overclocker that works for us. His name is Hi Cookie, and this is his baby. And I think we're going to see a lot of records being broken with this motherboard. This is our G1 Killer series. The G1 Killer has 3 different models. This is our highest end model, the Assassin. This board has 4-way crossfire and 3-way SLI. And again, this is X58 platform. So we have enough native PCI Express through the chipset to do this without having to add the PLX chip or Enforce 200. like I said, we segmented this board for gamers. We feel that the gaming market is definitely different than the overclocking market because the features that they want are definitely different than an overclocking enthusiast, what they would want. So one of the things that's really important to gamers, of course, is sound. So we've added the Creative 20K2 onboard audio processor. We're the only motherboard company that actually has this on board. It's got its own dedicated memory, and the board ships with Creative's software suite as well. And these guys here are really high-end audio capacitors from Nichicon, the Muse ES series. These are found in really high-end amplifiers, consumer electronic products. And we have 5 onboard amplifiers for each of the signals for the output to boost your signal for high-end expensive headphones. So as you can see, this whole section here is just dedicated to the audio. And another important feature is networking. So we have the onboard Killer E2100 from Bigfoot Networks. So this provides very low ping rate for online gaming. So you can get your packets to the server faster and you can kill your opponents quicker. We're the only ones, again, that add this on board. And the benefit of having these on board is that you can still use all 4 of your graphics slots. You don't have to add the add-in card and take up any of your slots. Some other features of this board, we do have USB 3, 4 in the back, there's 2 in the front. This sells with a front panel bezel, and it has USB 3, eSATA, as well as a hardware overclocking button. So once you press it, it'll automatically boot your system, or actually you don't have to reboot, it just does it on the fly, about 10% overclock. Yeah, and we've put a lot of other things on here. We definitely styled it to appeal to gamers. As you can see, we've got the heatsink design, the ammo clip, and this pistol, and these light up, and makes a really nice gaming system.
Well, it's very interesting also.
Yeah, it's definitely, we're excited because we're able to, branch off from our normal motherboards and do some more segmented boards. We're definitely excited about our gaming series as well as our overclock series.
Very nice, very nice.
Okay. And one other thing I should show you is Intel has their new Z series coming out soon, and we're showing a board here on the wall. So of course they haven't launched that quite yet, but they will soon. We're allowed to show it. So basically this is the Z68X UD4H B3. This motherboard actually combines the benefits of the P67 platform and H67 platform. So you're able to use the integrated graphics and use the transcoding that's into the CPU and use a discrete graphics card and overclock at the same time. So it's basically the benefits of both in one board. So we're definitely excited about that, and you guys will be seeing that soon when that one launches. And we have all of our new B3 stepping motherboards. We've all renamed our P67 series to, as you can see at the very end, it says B3. So that's so our customers know that those are the B3 stepping chipsets. And then also we have our AMD motherboards. We have our we're ready for AM3 Plus socket, AMD's new socket that's going to come out soon. And as you can see, the socket change it's black, just so customers know that it supports AM3 Plus. And as you can see, these are some of AMD's current generation of chipsets, and we have done these boards to work with the new socketed CPU. But of course, when they do their chipset refresh, we'll have boards that support that as well. And mini ITX boards from both Intel and AMD as well, which is a nice little form factor.
You got there the whole Killer series.
Yep, we have the 3 boards, like I said. We have the Assassin at the top, we've got the Sniper, and the Gorilla. So each of them hits a different price point. The first board, as you can notice, is a XL ATX form factor, whereas the other two are the regular ATX, because the lower two have three-way Crossfire and three-way SLI. And all three have the Bigfoot Networks 2100, Killer E2100. The first two have Creative's hardware solution, whereas the third, the Gorilla, only has the software solution from Creative. But we're still using the same high-end amplifiers and audio capacitors on all three boards. So that's going to allow us to hit different price points for users. So